I come from, we don't talk to each other. Like, if you come out in that type of manner, it means you're willing for whatever next.
Okay.
So I've had to practice and say, no, let me work on that. Let me still show people when they're being disrespectful, pull them up like, yo, look, listen, as grown-ups, we don't talk to people like that. A lot of people don't know how to communicate, and I'm working on that.
Hey, what's up, people? You're here with your girl, Latoya Lovell, and I have my special guest in the building. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Mr. Travis.
It's Mr. Travis, Robyn Travis.
Mr. Travis.
Mr. Travis. So, we're going to kick off straight into the interview because we only have an hour left, people, of Fresh Fridays. But don't worry, I'm going to get all the gossip out of Robyn about his new book, or Mr. Travis, even.
Man don't gossip.
Okay, not gossip. All the information then. Is that a better word?
I'll play. Good.
Okay. Prisoner on the Streets was your debut novel.
Yes.
What made you write Prisoner on the Streets?
I think people really, there's a lot of people around me who's telling me to tell a story. Well, first I have to give a shout out to my mother. She was always telling me to write this book, probably at the age of 14.
Okay.
When I first experienced a life and death scenario. And not just that, she always told me to write, always. So I have to give a lot of credit to my mum, just for being that person to encourage me to express myself through pen.
Okay.
My Prison to the Street came from just being, I don't know, if you ever lived in two different areas and seen the same struggle twice over, and have an open view, and being center of a lot of the violence that happened within Hackney.
Okay.
And hearing all the labels, the media's talking about the postcode laws, and just a lot of reasons. That question's so broad for me because I just wanted to put something genuine amongst the BS.
Okay.
To be frank. And I just fed up with seeing a lot of BS that doesn't portray us. Everybody coming to do films in Hackney and doesn't represent Hackney. Everyone's filming in Hackney. I don't know where they're getting their information from about quote unquote street culture, or whatever you want to call it, but it just seems very far winded in terms of perception.
Okay.
In terms of picture painting, I felt like, if you want to see a story written or want to hear a story yourself, instead of get frustrated, write it. So there's so much reasons why I wrote. I could literally write a book on all the reasons why I wrote. At least I think a pastor told me to write this book, a preacher, my mum. I heard it years ago, and someone kind of knew that it would be genuine coming from me rather than people making up fairy tales.
As they do. That actually leads me on to my next question, because there's quite a lot of negative portrayal in the media about gang cultures and black people in general. You, obviously, when I spoke to you yesterday on the phone, I said to you about gangs and how do you feel about them, and I kind of liked your response because you were saying you don't believe that gangs exist.
Yeah, and it's when you say it like that, it's like people looking like, hey, this guy going crazy. What do you mean? Of course there's gangs. Like, look at this, there's this gang and that gang. I'm saying, all right, cool. I've spoken to a lot of older generation, like Judge Soul's one's my brethren from Brixton, big up Judge. We've spoken about this topic, and he wrote a book about PDC and whatever and all the rest of it. But I've spoken to some elders in Brixton, and a lot of them tell me, look, the older crews, a lot of those crews that had the names, a lot of them was names for sounds, for sound systems. So a lot of the older Rastaman say that even the younger Brixton boys, not sure if they know, a lot of it was sounds. So obviously as we got older, our generation, all over London, Hackney, Tottenham, Brixton, Peckham, wherever, a lot of us kind of took on a certain behaviour, and we had that. Like if you look at Desmond's, even if you remember the guy Sean, he was in a gang.
Okay.
In an episode, I can't remember what the name of the gang was, but it wasn't about being stabbing no one or doing nothing. It was about wearing a certain jacket and having a certain swag. It was that your gang was really like a group of guys. Like it's the way that word's so dangerous. It just leads us to being stereotyped in so many ways. Like I keep saying it, Turkish Mafia, they're gangs, triads, they're gangs. We just grew up in the state watching American films and Jamaican films and kind of took on this, we're going to be called this crew.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you look at the word gang I learned in college, you have to have there's 4 stages if I remember correctly. I always forget the 4th. There's a norming stage, there's a forming stage, initiation stage. I'm saying we didn't have none of those stages.
Yeah, most people don't actually follow the rules of how to become a gang.
And what type of gangs are they? Is it a group of individuals who are committing crime? If that's the case in my gang, I never sold drugs. Go against all the stigma, all the games, and you get a lot of characters who will write books and tell stories and pretend that it's something it's not. People even lie in their stories, believe it or not. This has become a fashion now.
I was going to say they glamorise it.
People pretend that they've even been shot and they've never been shot before. Like, it's ridiculous out here. Like, when I mean, like, it's humorous, but you have to see how far affected our people are if they have to make up stories about, you know, who they were, just to get some form of glorification years later in life. And for me, I always say I'm not Hatton's biggest gangster. I hope my book never portrayed that. There had one or two people make silly comments, but my feeling was I always had heart, and if you knew me or you know me, that hasn't stopped. I've never feared the gangster.
Well, it must be working because we've got the first book already and the second book is coming out soon. Just want to do a quick shout out for Mr. Rain. He actually asked what your personal inspiration was for the book. We already asked that, Mr. Rain. But he also wants to know, if possible, what is ahead? What's coming next?
Well, after Mama Can't Raise No Man?
Yeah.
I don't really want to talk too much about what's coming next. Let's just expect fire and substance. Expect a web series to blow UK upside down. That web series,
I mean, crazy.
I'm not in competition with no one, but I'm coming for the crown and substance. So it seems easy, no disrespect, because we have a lot of talented writers, we have a lot of talented actors, we have a lot of people in a position, but none of them are as stubborn as me at this moment in time and to say, no, I'm not conforming to anything that these filmmakers want.
Okay.
Like I've got
the box.
The guy who made Paid in Full, State Property, and Belly. Now these are some of the films I watch as you. Like, whoa, these films are big. We need to meet him even later today. Big up Ram. But he knows I'm not conforming. If we don't write the story properly, we have no film. I go independent.
Okay.
I'm not selling out my people to get recognition. I'm not selling out my people to paint a story of us that is not accurate. Like I can't do it. So shout out to all the fake man them that are doing that and live your life, man. God don't sleep in it. But yeah, Travis is coming.
I like that. Okay, so we've got your book launch on the 27th of September.
Mm-hmm.
What can we expect at the book launch?
Wow, it's the epic day, history. A day where we ask the questions, why doesn't the media come out to these type of events? A day where we ask the question, why does everybody scream out Black Lives Matter on their Twitter, their Facebook and their Instagram, but they only react to very type of people when something happens. And we're doing something filled with substance, and it's one of those days, those people that are there, they're gonna witness it, and the ones who don't are gonna miss it. But I just feel like it's gonna be such a blessed day. Like, I feel blessed even before it's even happened, just to know the lineup.
Who have you got lined up?
Some talented people, man. We've got, like, it's just overwhelming. We've got George the poet, we've got Sully the poet, and these two for me are like the best poets in the game, like for me anyway. In the country, they're killing it with positivity, with thought-provoking. Like, they bring substance. This is what I like. I like people who bring substance. I don't care what field you're in, the rap game, whatever field you're in, the film game, the book game, bring substance, because our children are watching. So, like I said, we've got Georgie, we've got Sully, we've got comedian Slim, Judy Love. We've got some amazing people.
And they need role models as well. And like you said, they're positive people to be watching, so it'll be good to have them at your book launch.
We've got the Gospel House Choir as well. And just everyone that's blessed on the stage, I'm just so, if you're listening, shout out to every single one. I love you guys, man. I'm tired, I feel ill right now. It's the love I got for you guys is immense. So yeah, it's going to be an amazing show.
Okay, so as we're about to mention that, Mama didn't raise no fool.
Mama can't raise no man.
Mama can't raise no man.
But Mama didn't raise no man. Definitely.
We got the remix, we're going to have 2 hashtags there.
Yeah, I was going to start rapping that as well.
But what I want to know is, basically, when I read the press release about it, it was saying that you've done it differently. You haven't written it as like a normal novel, i.e. it's a complete story. It's more based around letters and phone calls. What made you go for that route rather than the conventional novel route?
I'm not conventional. I'm just like the next book even I got in mind. I'm like, wow. I saw the sisters as well, but it's just the way my brain, the level that my brain's on right now. It's just I can't really comprehend it myself. I can't put it in words. I'm just thinking outside the box, and I'm grateful to be having the visuals to paint the picture. It's the main character's in prison, and a lot of the times men don't express themselves.
Okay.
But when we're in jail is the time where you find, maybe via letters,
Reflection.
You might hear some realness through a letter. You might not, some people still front in some of those, but you can get a bit of realness. And I thought that was the best way to kind of tell this story. And yeah, it's just an idea. I don't know what to say. It's when I finished it. Big up to Lyndon Waters, not mentor, but older figure that I kind of respect. He just said, "You're a genius. I've been telling you from day one. And we're all geniuses. No, I'm not trying to big up myself. We're all geniuses, but I discovered my genius." And I look back on it and I thought, "Wow, did I write that book? A book of letters that tells a story about manhood?
Okay.
Are you serious? Like that? My name on that is that genuinely meaning." So I'm still taken back as much as anyone else. My publisher as well, so it's big up Crystal as well. My publisher own it, www.ownit, just a quick plug. But yeah.
That's absolutely fine. You just said obviously that you've written a book and sometimes you look back and you're like, wow, I've done that. And obviously you've written two, and you just said you've got a third one that's in your head at the moment. What's been your biggest obstacle when you've been writing these novels?
I'll say the first one, Prison to the Street, was getting caught up in the old me.
Okay.
Wrestling with my old, I suppose, temper, rage, way of thinking. Because obviously anyone used to cross the line back in the day, used to nip that in the bud. So when I was writing the book, I heard one or two people making comments saying, "Oh, I need this guy," not to my face, like not bragging, but never to my face. I'm not even boasting, just never to my face. But you get one or two little worms, like the 2% out of the 100. And when I heard those things, it would send a trigger right through me. But what I didn't realize was I was living in the past, because I was writing a book in the past. So I was willing to actually step to people and say, "Well, if you've got a problem with what I'm doing, let's have it out now." There was a time when I don't want to say too much, but I went a bit old school, literally. The whole of the block knows, Holly Street, that day, what happened. It was, to pop some people like, "Why are you meant to be changed? Why is it drawing for things and coming on the estate and stepping to everyone?" Because I wanted to set the record straight. Like, if you don't like what I'm saying, I was very, was when you're kind, sometimes people take your kindness for weakness. It's like, I feel like I've got weak in my kindness. A part of me didn't like the he say, she say, so I wanted to step to everyone at the same time while everyone was talking to see whether the talk I was saying was real or not. You get a lot of people in every area, I'm sure everyone on the block who's from whatever state can see that. Sometimes the youngers will look up to certain elders and think that that's your main hitters. Like certain rappers will think that's your main hitters. No. The guys who were changing their life, the majority of them was the ones who were serious. So it's like the youngers will look at you like, "Who's he when you come through?" I even think Nas said it in a lyric one time. I drive through and they're like, "Who's he when I come through?" It's like, what do you mean who's he? But he's the reason why, he's part of the reason, should I say, not he's the reason why your estate got a bit of ratings in terms of like why you can walk around shouting out the same name for your estate. So like I said, the old me came back, right, and all that evil was like, "What, these youngers see me, they don't want to say, I did not mad, you know why I am?" So it was all, the demons came for me in the first book on every level, and it was hell. It was the emotional roller coaster. I didn't know I was going to be tested to that limit, but when you do good, they say the devil comes out, and yeah, he came out. That was that test I overcame. I had good people around me, honest people who tell me, "Rob, you're behaving hot-headed, you're behaving irrational," and people who were very judgmental, didn't understand it, but then you get some wise heads who say, "Look, this guy's going through a process." So that was the first book.
Let him do it.
As for the second book, Mama Can't Raise My Mind, it was a bit more distant because it's not my life story. But what had happened was I had put myself emotionally in the places of those individuals who I was talking to.
Okay.
So the book Mama Can't Raise My Mind is about a character who's not allowed to see his children.
Oh.
And I became him. And the thoughts that were going through my head, I was like, no one could do that to me. I'm not going to dress up as Spider-Man and go and protest. If I make a child 50-50, I don't care what the law says. No one is telling me you can't see the child. Unless I'm beating up the woman in front of my children doing something real foul, I'm calling on to that child. No one has got the right to tell me who or when I can see my child. I don't know what God you lot serve. But God intended for two. So like I said, I caught all the emotion. Even the way I'm talking now, that's me in the emotion again. This is just me thinking about how I was feeling. So I'm even thinking like, no, I'm not having that. No, it couldn't happen. And big up to all of my brothers, not saying none of them, I've got the most admiration for you guys who are still fighting to see your children, especially the ones who didn't have dads growing up, and we're trying to be better dads than the absent ones we didn't have, and you're being stopped from seeing your children. I admire you more than any. This book is for you guys. I love you lot, man. You lot are the realest guys on the road. I've not seen anything so strong in my life.
Do you know what? I actually really like the fact that that's the topic of your book, because I feel like it's going to hit home with a lot of females as well, because females, that is the worst thing you can do to your child and to the father. Let them see their son, like you just said, or daughter. Unless they're doing something negative, then there's no reason. I agree with you completely. If you could send a message to the younger generation, what would it be?
Me? Don't look for role models. That's the truth. Don't look for role models. Like, I don't fit into that classification. So people tell them I'm a role model, but don't look for role models. Yeah, look for people doing positive things and try to draw towards that, but don't look for role models, because even the people you look towards, we're all susceptible to making mistakes. We're all flawed. Me as an author, I'm still flawed. Like, don't put me on a pedestal. So if you was to one day heard he lost his temper or this happened, and you say, look, he's not that positive guy. I'm telling you in advance, like, God forbid it ever happens. I'm just saying, don't look at me as the role model. I'm still learning. Life is about learning. We never stop learning. We don't reach that point until our heart stops beating. Our granddads, our great granddads, everyone's on a learning. So just draw to positive energy and be able to think for yourself. Distinguish. If everyone's going left, go right. Don't follow just because it's comfortable. Don't follow because if everyone's in a road and it feels like you have to do it or you won't fit in. Be yourself, like literally be yourself. If something don't feel like you're supposed to be there, you're not supposed to be there. Don't punch the guy in the face because the guys are around you egging you on. Just be yourself. For the younger sisters, don't feel pressure to, have the greatest physique and grow up before your time. And just take time and enjoy life, man. And just try and be positive to the best way that you can. Even if all your surroundings are negative, find something positive and gravitate to that, which means hold on to it. If it's that little piece, hold on to it. Don't let it go. And you're all geniuses, every single one of you. Trust me. If I'm up here on this platform, even giving a message to you, if you knew who I was, you know that you're geniuses. Just have to discover the treasure within the waters. Taught me that as well. Shout out to them on board. Discover the treasure within. So yeah.
Okay. Just had a quick message come through from Jimmy Asher Foundation. They said, good show, each one teach one. Look forward to reading this book. Respect.
Lovely, Jimmy. I know you are. Family right there, man. Cousin from South London. I love you.
Okay, I like that.
I love you, man. I love the way that
They're
we're pushing
supporting it.
Jimmy Asher Foundation. It's amazing. Just carrying on the trilogy of Uncle Jimmy who passed away. Rest in peace, man. Love you, cuz. Just keep pushing, You're doing amazing things in South London. Salute you, and I'm sure that you inspire to people like yourself as well. Keep giving them the positive to gravitate to.
I'm going to ask some of these questions first quickly, actually, so I don't get myself in trouble. Nick G said he is enjoying the interview, can't wait for the book. Travis, what would you say is the hardest bit about you distinguishing your past from your present, and how does this affect your view on the future?
I think with the past, what I was trying to do when I came off, quote unquote, the roads, because I still am on the roads, I still live in the quote unquote, whatever you want to call it. I'm still about in the same postcode, didn't leave, didn't write a book and leave. But I would say it's just that I came off with a mentality that I need to get rid of my temper, I need to change, I need to drop everything, drop the straps, drop the knives, put down everything, made a sacrifice for my son, put my life at risk. I kind of literally sacrificed it all. And I'm not knocking putting down the weapons and that, and the mentality to a degree, but it's the anger. I think I did myself an injustice by trying to get rid of the anger. And I know that might sound crazy. I feel like the anger is an emotion and it can be used in a positive way. And I think by me trying to kill my anger, I created more anger issues. If that makes any sense.
Yes,
like that film with Adam Sandler, Anger Management, and the man's telling him that he's got anger management and he's saying, calm, I'm not angry. But really, he is angry because, you understand, he's holding it in so much. And I think I've done such a U-turn, it gets uncomfortable when people get out of line sometimes, like, yo, it's like a battle, like, yo, and that, I think that might affect the future sometimes, because sometimes people just talk in a manner to me and it rubs me the wrong way, because I think where I come from, we don't talk to each other. Like, if you come out in that type of manner, it means you're willing for whatever next.
Okay.
So I've had to practice and say, no, let me work on that. Let me still show people when they're being disrespectful, pull them up like, yo, look, listen, as grown-ups, we don't talk to people like that. A lot of people don't know how to communicate, and I'm working on that.
I like that.
Still learning.
Right, okay, and Grant has messaged and said, hey Pulse, loving the show right now, mad inspirational. I'd love to cop Mr. Travis's books. Where can I get them from, please?
Come to the launch, guys. Hackney Empire, 27th of September, both books will be available on the day, on sale. We want to sell out Hackney Empire. We want to move like with J.K. Rowling. It's that simple. We need everybody down, man. I don't care what colour you are, but everyone talks about Black Lives Matter. Everyone talks about we don't have enough creative work diversity in the industry. We need more of these people telling the story. But when we tell the story, none of these celebrities repost your stuff on Instagram, except for a couple of real ones. And obviously you got the people who posted my stuff, the Kojos, the Wretches, and there's a few others who just standardly repost my stuff. I love to them. But a lot of people talk crap about in this industry, we ain't got no one telling our own stories, blah, 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 no one bring. When you bring it, you don't even share it. Like, come on, let's do this properly, man. I'm just, sorry, to answer his question, I went on one for a second. To answer his question, just come to the launch. If you can't make it to the launch, it's going to be available in WH Smith, Foils, Amazon, and www.ownit.london. That's the main website for my publisher, Crystal.
Okay, so a minute ago as well, you was talking about a competition that you're running in conjunction with the book launch. There we go. See, I reminded him, people.
Punch drunk, boxing. What was I going to say? Yeah, we have a 2 prize giveaway, so whoever calls in and or texts in and can say the best quote for basically Mama can't raise no man. My thing would be Mama can't raise no man, but Mama never raised no fool. So you can call in and say Mama can't raise no man, but blah blah blah. And the 2 best texts or whatever, you leave your first and surname and you're on the guest list. And I think we'll decide in the studio between me and Latoya who's the winner.
Okay. We will be running that competition, and hopefully I'm going to get Mr. Travis to come in next week and announce the winner. So don't worry, if you can't get it locked in now, I will get it on with the other Pulse presenters and we'll announce it next week, hopefully. Dean has just messaged in as well. If possible, question for Mr. Travis. Did you see yourself doing this or something else in life?
I never saw me doing this. I never, ever saw me doing this, literally. Like, if you went to D&K, any school I went to, big up the Tiverton crew, London Fields Primary School, I've never finished an exercise book with English. Never. And it cracks me up. The more I think about this time of year is when I get flashbacks of being that child, going to Woolworths, getting my pencil case, getting my Nike bag from August, you understand, and getting ready for school. And my exercise book probably got to 2-3 pages. But like I said, we didn't do much in school. And we got the teacher's name and my name in the form class. That was it. Other than that, it was jokes. It was never concentration. I'm not telling the youngers to be like that, just for the record. Like, get your writing game up. I wish, not even regrets, but if I could go back, I would have been a lot more tuned in. The Most High allows things to happen for a reason, so it's a purpose-driven life right now, so I'm not complaining. But nah, writing wasn't my thing at all, by any means. I didn't even like holding a pen. My fingers would hurt once I hold a pen. If you give me a pen in the studio, I'll show you how I hold a pen. I don't hold a pen like normal folk.
We should start doing this on the Snapchat for people to see.
This is how I hold a pen.
Oh, he's using his third finger.
So even the way I hold a pen is strange, so it's like my fingers will hurt after a little while. Thank God for the laptops and all of those other new things that we can use, but yeah.
Here's a question for you actually, because I actually handwrote my book because I'm sad like that. Jeez. Did you type or did you handwrite?
Funny enough, I just found a pen. Yeah, funny enough, I did. You see that?
Yeah.
So just to show you the levels.
Okay.
Can you see this? Yeah. I did handwriting. I did, and it was. I hate typing as well, to be fair, because I'm one of the people that type one letter at a time and.
I hate technology.
Yeah, I just, I need to invest in a thing called the Dragon where you can talk through it and it types up for you, but even that hasn't mastered my voice yet, so Yeah, I just need to buy a dragon. Anyone who wants to sponsor me and buy me a dragon, come to Happy Empire and bring the £40-60 on Amazon.
We should just send them this interview and just see if they'll sponsor you anyway. You never know, things like that can happen.
Get me a dragon, man. I need to talk through it.
Dean said that you're doing big things and very positive as well.
Love Dean, man. Love. Thank you, man. Love, man.
Okay, so I'm going to get back to some of my questions now. Hopefully I'll get them all in. I want you to know, if you could, I'm going to ask you some random questions and we're going to test in people. If you could put your life into songs, or tell me songs that make you think about your life, I'd like to know that if you could see his face right now, because I can see the cogs going in your brain right now.
Like 100 miles per hour thoughts.
What songs would they be and why?
Man in the Mirror for one.
Why Man in the Mirror though?
Because everyone wants to make a change in the world, but we don't really focus on trying to change ourselves.
Okay.
And I think that's so crucial.
Right, next question. You've obviously said about hopefully doing your web series online.
Definitely, I don't even deal with hope no more. Sorry to just be so extra, but yeah, it's ordained, man. We got a web series to drop that early next year, as well as a film for the first book, Prison to the Street. I'm just trying to change the whole game. Big up my co-writer, Darwood Grace. Love you, man. I'm the yin, you're the yang. We complement each other, we argue, but we get there in the end.
If you could have a female lead in the film, who would it be and why? Famous female.
You know who I love? That woman from that film. I love her. She reminds me of my children's eyes. The woman from that film with Chris Rock, when he gets killed and comes back as someone else.
Oh, I know what film you're
He's a
talking
comedian.
about. We're gonna have to.
As that woman, the main black actress in that. That's a question. I've not thought that far ahead, but I'll let my co-writer decide because he's got an image. He said someone good looking, and I'm like, why? He's like, no, we've got to have someone good looking. I'm like, you know what? Didn't think I was the brightest in the bunch, but cool, man. Let's find someone who's attractive, man. Let's go with it, man. I'm down for that, man.
I like that.
So I don't know. Seriously, Joseph said I don't know.
All right. What has been your proudest achievement so far?
Getting found not guilty and being able to see my son born. I was an attempted murder charge. I got found not guilty, and saw the birth of my son, and that was my proudest achievement because I just did what wasn't done for me. I was able to be around for my son. I mean, nothing tops that. Nothing.
How does your son react with everything that you're doing now? Because he must be incredibly proud, right?
My son is just so cool, man. He's very different in character. He's just so cool. He's so laid back. Well, in fact, people say I'm laid back, but he's just cool. He's not starstruck by anyone, and I love that. That's me. I'm the same in that sense. I don't care who you are. I respect everyone's craft, but no one is above and no one beneath. Just different statuses. My son, he's cool, man. Really cool. Just a special guy, man. He's better than me. And I always say to him, just strive to be the better version of me. I was striving to be the better version of my father, and yeah, he sticks it on me with some questions sometimes, like this leave me like, wow, don't ask me that, I don't know how to answer that question. He's like, Dad, why have I got your surname if you and Mum ain't married? I was like, no, that was a question and a half. I had to take a deep breath, and he was on the train one time, going from Hackney to Tottenham, I was dropping him home, and I was like, why did he throw that at me, man? That was like, I couldn't respond quickly. I was like, you know what, son? Yeah, and I said, just strive to be better than me. Whatever just strive to be better than me. And it's not a competition between me. I always say to never compete with any family member. I rebuke those type of things. Just always be the best you can be. And yeah, that's what he does. He goes for that. He aims high. I love your mentality.
Mr. Travis's event is on the 27th of September at the Hackney Empire, and it is to sell his new book and his previous book, Mama Can't Raise No Man. He's told you about his competition, which I'm going to get him to shout out again in 2 seconds because we are actually running out of time. DJ O is going to be on very, very shortly. And his first book, Prisoner of the Streets, is out now. Where can people buy the first book if they want to buy it right now?
Everywhere. Amazon, Foils, the same usual outlets, but I would urge everyone to go. If you want a signed copy, go to the website www.ownit.london, and that way I can send you a signed copy.
On that note as well, how can people follow you?
My address is Facebook is Robyn Travis with a Y, and my Instagram is official Trav with 2 L's with the official because I'm extra like that. So yeah, official Trav. And don't be offended if I don't follow back, but my phone is a massive distraction.
A shout out to everyone that's been messages. I'm sorry if I have not had a chance to read out any of your messages because it's been crazy on the phones, and sorry for any of the phone calls that I've actually missed because we've had a few calls as well, but you know, we have to get the questions in there, people. Keep it locked, keep it pulse, people. Hope you've enjoyed the interview. Latoya Lovell is out, Mr. Travis is out.
Thank you for having me. Love post, big up, big up, big up, big up.
That's absolutely fine. We're going to get you back right again. See you later, people.